Scorpio, welcome to your Astroflower reading. This is going to be a reading going from the week, going from the 8th to the 15th of April. Loads of changes going on in the world, and they start this week. For the next 2 weeks, it's going to be very interesting. The logical progression in the world around us. So it's adjusting to that world around us. I hope you're absolutely lovely, Scorpio, and doing really well. And I thank you very much for being here with us. Let's just pull some cards and see if we can sort of help you get a bit of clarity of what's coming up and what's coming down the line for you. Here's the overall energies, the karmic message for your relationship side. On this side is your material side. Then we've got the influence from the universe, the influence from your guides on your karmic message. And the influence from your guide on the conversation that is within you, and the overall outcome. Same thing is on your financial side. So let's just get into here to this time, Scorpio. Let's just see what the overall energy is for you this week. The Four of Pentacles, holding on. Don't spend frivolously. Holding on to your future at the moment. Are you holding on too tightly as well? That could well be one side of it as well, which I'm getting as well. It's almost as if, like, just be wary. Don't paint yourself into a corner, which you can so often do by being scared of not just embracing life. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Sometimes life and people may treat you wrongly, but it shouldn't stop you from actually living your dreams and getting out there and experiencing that sort of those goals and aspirations for you. Let's just see what's going on in your karmic message for your relationship side. Decisions that have been made, judgments that have been made. So you've got to stick to the decisions you've made, whether good or bad. And this is through understanding and knowledge from yourself. It could be a little bit too mental, your decisions, based upon ideas rather than your emotions. So I would just, maybe that's a case there that you're holding on too tightly. Maybe you need to reassess the decisions you've made according to your relationships. That could well be it. Don't get into situations because it's like someone's waving a red flag in front of you to try and make you annoyed. That's how it feels like. And it feels like you're sort of going into a situation which is not really beneficial for you in the long run. And it could be holding on to an idea too tightly. And you may need to let go of that. You might cause yourself woes and worries about that. And your karmic path here is the decisions that you've made is the decisions that you've made. We all live by the decisions we've made. We live and die by that sword, as it were. And I think here is this, you might have been a little bit hard with yourself. And therefore you end up being hard with the world around you. Yeah, the universe here is the Nine of Cups, trying to sort of give you, sort of open you up to the benefits of the greater life, as it were. This is what I was feeling like on this sort of side here with your overall energies and that karmic message there. It's almost as if, like, you're not looking up and not enjoying life. It could well be a case of repeating things in regards to your relationships, or just being a little bit too sort of closed off and sort of said, oh, I've decided this, therefore that has got to be like that. No, it doesn't. You can change your mind at any given point. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to let go. It's okay to be a bit childlike and enjoy life in regards to your relationships. And I think that's what that is all about there. Yeah, your guides are trying to sort of say it's now time to move through a new dimension. It could well be marriage for some of you. This is the decision that you've made, and the happiness that the universe is trying to give you. And the overall energy here is holding on, maybe holding on tightly to that dream. That could be for some of you. For other people, if you've been caught in conflict, because this is a general reading, so I'm trying to see it from all sides, as it were. And there seems to be multitude of sides to this reading at the moment. And for some of you, it could be a case that you've made decisions in the past that you want to stick to, but they may be detrimental to you. And if you let go of them, then all of a sudden you can move into a beautiful new paradigm. But for some of you, it could well be holding tight to that decision of going into marriage, or connecting with new people that are around you, opening up a whole new flurry of friends and opportunities, and a new sort of social network and stuff like that, stepping through the door, being you. That could well be it, and that may be what the universe is trying to influence upon your karmic path. We're going to be clarifying this with the cards, with the Light Seers cards. Let's just see what's going on in the conversation here within you. So we got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. This is incredibly mental. An incredibly mental situation. So you seem to be calculating a lot of your emotions through your mind. And I don't think that's a good idea. Emotions are to be lived fully through your body and felt through your body. And I think you're doing yourself wrong here, Scorpio, by closing yourself off into your mental decisions rather than actually following your emotions. And I think your guides are trying to influence you here, trying to sort of get you out of your head. That's what I seem to think here, is where you sort of said, oh, right, this person, this is what I've made a decision about this person, then that's going to be it. No one is perfect. No one is in a, no one is perfect. And, everyone makes some decisions that might well be wrong, that may not necessarily be good, and stuff like that. And there we go. We got the Four of Cups jumping out as well. And I think this is a case where looking at the past and being judgmental about the past and not realizing you've got that Ace of Cups to go forward with. Don't close yourself off in a mental state in regards to your relationships. Okay, let's just see what's going on your financial sort of side. Queen of Pentacles. So I think there is a case on your financial side. I think there's assurance. I think you know what you're doing, where you're going. It's almost as if maybe if you're going into a relationship or that, it may be a case that you're satisfied with your material situation, and then you're holding on to that and not wanting to let go of that in order to, within your relationships. It may be a case of sort of saying, moving into a relationship by sort of saying, I've got my house, I don't want to buy a new house with you because I want my own security on the one side. That's what that mental thing could be coming through there. It could be a divine counterpart as well. You could be marrying someone who is mentally, or connecting with someone who is mentally the same sort of optic as yourself, which is a good thing. But the universe here is trying to encourage the emotional side of life into your world. And I think you're blocking it, Scorpio. I think you're blocking it. And I think this could be detrimental to you going forward. So I'd just be a little bit wary of that. On this financial sort of side, you've got the Queen of Swords. So I think you're very secure in where you are, who you are, what you're doing in regards to job, business, and etc. And to rely on that within you, I think is a really good thing. Two of Pentacles. This is strange. It's very similar to the Taurus reading, which is your opposite sign as well. The universe here is sort of saying, okay, well, now you've got the situation where you've got this assurance, you've got this understanding of where you're going, almost like a confidence within you. Now it's the time to concentrate on certain aspects of it. Concentrate on the things that are working to try and develop your career path or develop your business or your projects, basically. Really homing down onto the things that work. And letting go of the things that don't work for you in regards to the material world. the King of Wands. Look at this. There is the King of Wands is a leader, and this is where your guides are trying to sort of say, now you have this situation which you have secure about, now it's the time to take those steps forward and head down the road that you should be going down. It could be a case of taking responsibility for this couple, or this new couple that you're going into. It could be a case of taking responsibility for the decisions in the past. But whatever it is, your guides are sort of trying to influence this karmic message, which is the Queen of Pentacles, is almost by saying sort of this assurance is now got to be built on, and you've got to progress it. You can't just sit back on your laurels, and that's what that card is all about. Do not just sit there and not move. I think it's a case of you've got to take these steps forward, and maybe invest your money wisely, invest in your business wisely, invest in your career path wisely. And your guides are really trying to create coincidences and situations around you, which helps you to step forward and go forth. That Four of Cups comes back into the situation. So we've now got 2 Four of Cups here. Now we've got 2 fours going on here. And 2 fours are, a square is basically blocks. It doesn't help things to circulate, the energy to circulate. And I think this is where the blockage comes in, is by looking at the past and not taking those steps forward. I think you really need to sort of embrace that 1 cup, that sort of Ace of Cups, that beautiful heart energy within your material world, so you can allow your relationship side to really flourish going forward. The Hangman, seeing things differently. I think this week after this week, if you hold on too tightly, you're going to see things differently. Things are going to come in, which is going to give you the Queen of Swords, which is giving you that sort of direction in your relationships, built out of decisions that you've made, understanding, as it were. Judgments within your relationships. You might have been judging a situation. And within your financial side seems to have a lot more sort of security, and out of that security you do have to go forward. Don't look to the past, look to the future, and look to the future to regards to your happiness rather than just your sort of security more than anything else. Okay, let's just see what's going on with the Four of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. It's a longer term cycle here. It's learning about how you plant your seeds. And I think this is where you've got to not hold on so tightly and plant your seeds in a really good way within your material world. I think this is the side that really concerns you more than anything else at the moment. And as you plant your seeds, you're going to understand the idea of planting it, germinating the seed, nurturing that seed, caring for it, so then you eventually get the fruits that you so desire out of life. But you do have to invest in life, and holding on and holding on and holding on, you may miss an opportunity. So I would really sort of concentrate on the things that are really working for you in your financial world, because it's going to help you and free you up on your relationship side. Stuck. 8 of Swords. I think these decisions I think some of the decisions you've made within your relationship side have been built upon mental energies. You may have even been influenced by someone who has been feeding your brain, feeding your thoughts, which may make you feel a little bit stuck now, a little bit closed off from a joyous future. And the universe here is trying to influence you with the Queen of Swords. It's trying to make you free yourself up, take a direction, stop being stuck. These cards here are really about stuck cards. The King of Swords doesn't really go anywhere. That's the thing. He's on top of a mountain in these pack here, in the Light Seers, and it's like you've come to the pinnacle of something. And there's nowhere to go up from there. Once you're on top of the mountain, you're really on top of the mountain. And the universe here is sort of saying, maybe this ties into the Hangman here is saying, see things differently, open up to those beautiful gifts and the joyous aspects of life of the Nine of Cups. So then therefore you can really start opening your heart to relationships and connecting people, move through from one dimension to another. And this could be a dimension that's concerning yourself. This is the new dimension is based upon decisions, difficult decisions that you've made in the past. And this is what I'm talking about here on this one here. I think there may be some decisions that you need to sort of be a little bit more sort of, rather than going into it with, you know, blinkered with your eyes closed off, you should be opening up a lot more to the idea of actually enjoying your relationships rather than just being in a relationship, as it were. And yeah, I think there's a case of looking at how you, more a case of how you look, how you engage with your relationships. And you know, as I said, no one's perfect, and some of us make, and we all make decisions that, you know, we kind of look back and we kind of go, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. If I know I've done that, everybody's done it. But the beauty of it is recognizing it, so then you don't repeat it in the future, and you risk to keep repeating if you don't learn from your past decisions, basically, Scorpio. Yeah, you have to have this courage to take your path, to quell those sort of doubts within you. And the courage, I think, here is to take this future path, which is what is trying to be influenced from the Nine of Cups, from the universe. I think the strength doesn't necessarily mean kind of going, yes, I'm going to win. Strength also means kind of going, I was wrong. And I do apologize. And that's difficult for you, Scorpio. That's difficult for you to position yourself like that. But if you don't assess that, if you don't realize that within you, you risk to just be stuck in the old way and repeat any painful sort of heart relationship situations. So I would really, I would really assess the sort of decisions that you've made in the past according to your relationships, and start moving on to something which is based upon emotions rather than on the mental stuff. As I say, I think there's an influence from the outside world there, an influence from some people that are around you that have mentally made you make decisions that are detrimental to you, really. Because you haven't been expressing your heart, you haven't really been expressing your emotions, and that needs to be done in order for you to become unstuck. The Page of Wands, with that security, that security will not grow if you do not sort of invest nicely or within the world around you. And that comes to that Ace of Cups there as well. It's the karmic message here is sort of saying, yes, you have this security. Now it's the time to play with what you've got in a very joyous way, in regards to your passions about life. And this ties into the King of Wands as well. Be the leader in your own life. Don't necessarily be the leader in other people's life, but be the leader in your life. Let's just see what's going on with that. You got the Ace of Wands. This is out of, out with the old and in with the new. And that's what that card there, this is where I kind of get this impression that you're being influenced from the outside world by someone from the outside world who's, they may well be a nice person and stuff like that, but I just don't think they're within your interest. And I think the universe here is sort of saying, you need to move on. You need to move on from the old. You've got that security within you, and you need to go on and move forward. And that's what the Two of Pentacles is about. It's concentrating on one thing at a time, putting your energy into things that work. And that Ace of Wands there is just sort of saying, make sure it's with your passion as well, out with the old and in with the new. The Moon, as you step forward and be the leader in your path, it's stepping into something that you may not know. So within your job and your business, it may seem like a risk to you, But then again, if it's a calculated risk, if you know that you've got to go ahead and do it, if you know in living life and etc., then yes, you're going to discover a lot of things about you and about your career path and about your business, your job and etc., and even your projects that you didn't really know about before. And it's tying in the both sides of it. It's tying in your passion and your emotions into your physical, into your material life. Yeah, let go of the old and move into the new. Seize on those opportunities. It's going to bring balance and harmony within your life with that Two of Cups. It's going to bring you to a place where you're great satisfaction. And I think this is what this realization at the end of the week is all about. It's going to put pay to a lot of this stuff that's going on within your relationship side. And it's going to ask you to sort of readjust how you've seen the past and what your actions have been. And as I say, no one is perfect. Do not believe you are perfect, because you're not. No one is. I'm not perfect. No one is. You know, perfection only exists at two moments in life: the first breath, inhalation, and the last exhalation. And what we do between those two will depend on a lot of things, and will primarily depend upon yourself. And I think seeing things in a different light, I think you're going to realize, regards to relationships, that you might have put yourself in a position where you've cornered yourself because of that mental application to your emotions. And as I say, I think that mental application has come from influences from the outside, from around you. The Five of Wands, the overall outcome, I think the world is incredibly changing. If you've seen the collective reading as well, the world is really, really changing. And this is where I think this seeing things differently, I don't think it's learning about yourself here. And I think it's learning about here. I think this is past decisions that I'm not necessarily think that they were good decisions. And I think you need to call yourself out a bit on it. And that's what that learning card is all about, by seeing things differently. And all of a sudden, you can reach your higher self, your better self, by recognizing that sometimes we are wrong, basically. I think there is an assessment that needs to be done within you. Let's just see if you do make that assessment and do open up those corridors of communication with your relationships around you. What's it going to lead to? Your dreams and aspirations, and that should be the guide that should be heading that you should be heading towards. I think you're being harmful on yourself more than anything else. You know, but you will see, obviously, how you apply it in all of this. An interesting reading, said Scorpio. It's a changing world, and I didn't see this coming for you at all. But there is a certain things that need to be released and reassessed, maybe even communicated, and let go and move on, basically, by the looks of things. There you go, Scorpio. I hope this helps you to get some clarity in your life, and helps you to sort of see things for the future, for a better future, most certainly a learning curve that you're going through here this week, and may even sort of go through with those changing times that I've mentioned in the collective reading for April. I thank you very much for being here. And for all your support for this channel. And yes, I do hope this really helped you out. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.